lasted for 2 days. This is me, and this is our big number. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Mary, dear Mary. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Mary, a hole.
Well mended, dear Terry, dear Terry, dear Terry. Well mended, dear Terry, mend it.
With what shall I mend it, dear Mary, dear Mary? With what shall I mend it, with Mary, with what?
With the straw, dear Terry, dear Terry, dear Terry. With the straw, dear Terry, with the straw.
But the straw is too long, dear Mary, dear Mary. The straw is too long, dear Mary, too long.
Well, cut it, dear Terry, dear Terry, dear Terry. Well, cut it, dear Terry, cut it.
With what shall I cut it, dear Mary, dear Mary? With what shall I cut it, dear Mary? With what?
With an axe, dear Terry, dear Terry, dear Terry. With an axe, dear Terry, with an axe.
But the axe is too blunt, dear Mary, dear Mary. The axe is too blunt, dear Mary, dear Mary.
Well, sharpen it, dear Terry, dear Terry, dear Terry. Well, sharpen it, dear Terry, sharpen it.
On what shall I sharpen it, dear Mary, dear Mary? On what shall I sharpen it, dear Mary? On what?
A stone, dear Terry, dear Terry, dear Terry. With a stone, dear Terry, with a stone.
But the stone is too dry, dear Mary, dear Mary. The stone is too dry, dear Mary. Too dry.
Well, wet it, dear Terry, dear Terry, dear Terry. Well, wet it, dear Terry, wet it.
But what shall I wet it, dear Mary, dear Mary? With what shall I wet it, dear Mary? With what?
With water, dear Terry, dear Terry, dear Terry. With water, dear Terry, with water.
With what shall I fetch it, dear Mary, dear Mary? With what shall I fetch it, dear Mary? With what?
With water, dear Terry, dear Terry. The bucket. Bucket. The bucket, dear Terry, dear Terry. In the bucket, dear Terry, in the bucket.
There's a hole in the bucket. There's a hole in the bucket. Dear Mary, a hole.